Hello student, this is the fifth part of limits concept. Today I am going to explain some more methods to find the limits for algebraic functions. Our next method is method of evaluating algebraic limits when variable tending to infinity. For example, a variable x is tending to infinity, how to find the limiting value of the function f of x. So this is today's concept. Student, first of all should know the graph of function 1 by x. F of x is equal to 1 by x. Based on this graph you get some conclusions. So what I am doing here, observe students, let y is equal to 1 by x. Now I want to draw the graph of y is equal to 1 by x. Observe students, this is y axis, this is x axis. Okay, here somewhere 1, somewhere 2, somewhere 3, here minus 1, minus 2, here 1, 2. Okay. First of all, I want to take the value here. What happened? Domain of the function is what done here? Domain is all real numbers except 0. That's why I want to take first of all x greater than 0 values. For these x values, I want to find corresponding y values. After that, I will plot all the points on the coordinate plane. After that, I will get the graph of f of x equal to by x for x greater than 0. Okay. So what happened? Ordered pair should find x comma 1 by x here. Students, if x is 1, y is 1. X is 1, y is 1 somewhere here. So x is 2, y is 1 by 2. X is 2, y is 1 by somewhere here. X is 3, y is 1 by 3. Somewhere here, students, x is 1 by 2, I will take x is 1 by 2, then y is 1 by 2 by 1 by, that is 2, x is 1 by 2 somewhere here. So obviously the graph will be like this. So this is the graph of y is equal to 1 by x for x greater than 0. So case 2 students, this is I can say case 1, case 2, x is lesser than 0. Same thing, x is less than 0, take all the values, so we will get a graph will be like this. Finally, this is the graph of y is equal to f of x. Some important observation students, see here, if x is tending to infinity plus, then what happened to y? Clearly I can say y tending to 0 only. Here, x is here, the corresponding y is here. X is here, the corresponding, so my graph is not exact correct here, I will correct it. So what happened, the graph is nearer to the x-axis actually, nearer to the x-axis, but never touch the x-axis, that is important thing. So students listen, if x is taken as 2, your y is here, x is taken as 3, y is here, x is taken another value, y is here, means what happened, x is tending to infinity plus, your y is tending to 0, that is one thing. Next, x is tending to 0 plus, I can say, x is tending to 0 plus, automatically y is tending to infinity plus, then y is tending to infinity plus, one thing. Next students, observe here, Nana, x is here, the corresponding y is here, x is here, the corresponding y is here. What is the meaning of that? X is tending to infinity minus, in this case also, y is tending to 0 only, or 0 minus actually you can say like that. So x is tending to 0 minus, then y is tending to infinity minus actually. So what is the meaning of this? So finally what I can say here, students listen, limiting value of 1 by x, x is tending to 0 is infinity. Limiting value of x, where x is, sorry, 1 minute, limiting value of 1 by x, where x is tending to infinity is 0. So based on these two results, you can solve the problems, students. Okay, what happened? For 1 by x, if x is tending to 0, the 1 by x is tending to infinity. If x is tending to infinity, then 1 by x is tending to 0. So based on this concept, we need to solve some problems. Okay. One of the example problems, students. limiting value of x square plus 5x plus 2 by 2x square minus 5x plus 1, x is tending to infinity. X is tending to infinity. Now we want to find what is the limiting value of this function. Students, we know that x is tending to infinity, then 1 by x is tending to 0. So I want to change total problem in terms of 1 by x now, because x is tending to infinity, then 1 by x is tending to 0. That's why I want to make this function in terms of 1 by x. Okay, that is the important thing for solving this type of problems. For that, what I am doing, observe students, let here x square common. The degree of this numerator polynomial is second degree, degree of the denominator polynomial is second degree. Take that x square common from numerator and denominator. What happened? 1 plus 5 by x plus 2 by x square divided by, here also x square taken common, 2 minus 5 by x plus 1 by x square. So x is tending to infinity. Students, x is tending to infinity, x is not equal to 0. Now can cancel those two. You can write the reason, because x is tending to infinity. Next step, students, listen all of you. Limiting value of 1 plus 5 into 1 by x, I can write that. This is 2 into 1 by x whole square, I can write. By, so 2 minus 5 into 1 by x, I can write, plus 1 by x whole square, I can write, students. So x is tending to infinity. So just now, if x is tending to infinity, then 1 by x is tending to 0, means what happened to this function? I will write here, students, listen. 1 plus 0 plus 0. 0 means tending to 0, the meaning of that. Okay, here also 2 minus 0 plus 0. Totally what I can say? Total function is tending to half. Means I can say that this is tending to half. So this is the answer for the problem. Okay, I will write here. This is tending to half. Okay? Yeah. Students, next question, second question, limiting value of 2x square minus x plus 3 divided by x square minus 2x plus 3, x is tending to infinity. Directly I want to solve the problem. If x is tending to infinity, then 1 by x is tending to 0 only. I want to change total problem in terms of 1 by x. That's why I want to take x square common here. 2 minus 1 by x plus 3 by x square. By here x square taken common, 1 minus 2 by x plus 3 by x square, students. So this get cancelled, x is tending infinity only. Actually, you need to write dialogue here. X is tending infinity, then what happened? 1 by x is tending to 0. So directly I want to find 2 minus 0, 0, tending to numerator, denominator tending to 1, totally function is tending to 2. Okay, in this way you can complete the next problem also. So important model, students, we want to find limiting value of 2x square minus 3x plus 1 by 4x cube plus 3x plus 7, where x is tending to infinity. In the previous two examples, degree of the numerator, degree of the denominator are same. Degree of the numerator equal degree of the denominator, degree of the numerator equal degree of the denominator. In this case, you are getting a finite value, that finite value limiting value. But in this example, degree of the denominator greater than degree of the numerator. That is one of the important case. So how to solve this, I will explain, students. Limiting value of, you take x square common, 2 minus 3 by x plus 1 by x square. So down you want to take x cube common denominator, because highest degree of the polynomial 3 only. That's why you should take x cube common. So 4 plus 3 by x square plus 7 by x cube. Okay, x is tending to infinity. One more step, important step, students. Limiting value of x square into 2 minus one thing, cancel one x will remaining. I will write that. Students, listen, Anna. So what happened here? 2 minus 3 by x plus 1 by x square by 4 plus 3 by x square plus 7 by x cube into 1 by x. X is tending to infinity. So x is tending to infinity, then if I can write, then x is 1 by x is tending to 0 only. Student, this is tending to 2, this is tending to 0, this is tending to 0, this is tending to 2 nana, this is tending to 4, but 1 by x is there, no? That tending to 0, 0 to some finite value. So directly I can say totally function is tending to 0. Observe nana, 1 by x is tending to 0. This is tending to finite value. This bracket is tending to finite value. This is tending to 0. So totally what I can say, the total function is tending to 0. Okay. So what I can say, tending to 0. This is important. Means if both f of x and g of x are polynomials in x, the degree of g of x greater than degree of f of x, then automatically you can say that function is tending to 0. Or both the f of x and g of degrees are same, that is tending to some particular value. What is the particular value? For example, here also square is given. So this is the polynomial degree 2, this is the polynomial degree 2. So x square coefficient 2, x square coefficient 4, 2 by 4 is the limiting value of the function. Okay. Another important I will explain. Students, listen. Another important one, that is we want to find limiting value of 2x cube plus 3x plus 1 by x square plus 4x plus 3, x is tending to infinity. So this is another case, students. So actually what happened, limiting value f of x by g of x only here also, but what is important thing, degree of both are polynomials, f of x and g of x are polynomials in x, but degree of f of x greater than degree of g of x here. In this example both degrees are same. In the previous example, degree of f of x is lesser than the degree of g of x. Here degree of f of x is greater than degree of g of x. What happened? Observe, students. Limiting value of take x cube common, 2 plus 3 by x square plus 1 by x cube. By x square taken common here, 1 plus 4 by x plus 3 by x square. X is tending to infinity. So cancel. So what happened, Anna? Limiting value of x times of 2 plus 3 by x square plus 1 by x cube by 1 plus 4 by x plus 3 by x square. X is tending to infinity. Students, important thing is x is tending to infinity, then 1 by x is tending to 0, this one tending to particular value 2, this is tending to particular value 1, the total this is tending to 2, but here x is there, x is tending to infinity, so this is tending to infinity into some particular value, total function tending to infinity, that to plus infinity, because x is tending to plus infinity given here, so I can say that x is tending to plus infinity. So what is the meaning of that? So limiting value of this function is infinity. So this is one of the important thing. Means that degree of f of x is greater than degree of g of x, I can say that function is tending to infinity. So here important note, students, observe here what I explained clearly given. Students, listen Anna here. Yeah, limiting value of this function, mth degree, nth degree. Mth degree coefficient is leading coefficient is a naught. Here leading coefficient is b naught. Okay, if m equal to n, what I observed, a naught by b naught only the limiting value of the function. If m greater than n, m only greater than n, then I can say that tending to plus infinity when a naught into b naught should be positive under that case. Okay, tending to minus infinity if the product of a naught and b naught is negative. Okay, if m is less than n, denominator degree is greater than numerator degree, directly you can say that it is approaching to 0. This is one of the important note. F and g be two real valid functions with the same domain. Two functions are given, f and g are two functions. They are defined in the same domain. Okay, and for every x, if f of x is lesser than or equal to g of x, for every x belongs to, I can write domain. Domain means domains of both the functions are same. So f of x lesser than or g of x for every x belongs to same domain. For some x in the domain definition, for some a, if both limiting value of f of x extend to a and limiting value of g of x tends to exist, then what happened? Limiting value of the first function should be lesser than or equal to limiting value of the second function. So I will explain, students, again I will explain. F and g are two functions defined on the same domain. Okay, and also for every x, x belongs to domain, what happened? F of x is lesser than or equal to g of x. This happens. Then limiting value of first function where x is tending to a and limiting value of g of x where x is tending to a should follow this rule. Means limiting value of f of x extending to a should be lesser than or equal to limiting value of g of x where x tending to a. Okay. So what happened here? Actually f and g are two equal functions. They are following this rule. The limiting valuation should follow that rule only. Okay. Students, important theorem. I can call it as sandwich theorem. Important for limits concept. Sandwich theorem is important. See students, f comma g comma h are three real functions. Real functions defined on the same domain. Okay, such that f of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than or equal to h of x. Okay. Okay students, f comma g comma h are three real functions defined on the same domain such that f of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than h of x for every x belongs to domain. Or otherwise I will explain through graph. Observe here. Just f comma g comma h are three real functions. Okay, this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. Listen students, this is graph of one function. 1 minute. And this is the graph of one function. So another color I want you. This is the graph of another function. So I want another color. This is the graph of another function. Okay. So what I am saying, in this interval, they are same. Outputs are, I will write again, f comma g comma h are three real functions. We say this is I can say alpha comma beta, somewhere here a. Okay, functions such that f of x, I think this is a, I can say f of x function, this g of x function, this h of x function, such that f of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than or equal to h of x for every x belongs to open interval alpha comma beta and minus at a. In the deleted neighborhood of a, these three functions are satisfying this condition. F of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than or equal to h of x. In the deleted neighborhood of a. Okay. Yeah, student, here x equal to a and then corresponding output is a L. Now I want to write the statement of sandwich theorem. So f comma g comma h are three real functions such that f of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than h of x for every x belongs to open interval alpha comma beta minus at a, means these three functions are satisfying this condition in the deleted neighborhood of a. Okay, and I will write in next page. Here only I will write somewhere, and if limiting value of g of x where x is tending to a is some L, sorry, this is f of x, not g of x, and limiting value of last one h of x where x tending to a also L, then limiting value of g of x where x tending to a also L. This is called sandwich theorem. Okay, so clearly I will write in next page. Students, listen what it is saying, that f of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than h of x for every x belongs to a deleted neighborhood of a. Okay, limiting value of the f of x function x is tending to a is L, limiting value of g of x function where x is tending to, h of x function is tending to L, so middle function limiting value also L. That says the sandwich theorem. Okay, what then what I can say, then here if I will write, if limiting value f of function is L, limiting value h of function is L, then automatically limiting value of g of x function where x tending to a also L. This is a statement of sandwich theorem. Through this graph also you can say what happened. Actually these three functions are defined in the deleted neighborhood of a. In this deleted neighborhood of a, f of x function is tending to L where x is tending to a, and h of function is tending to L where x is tending to a. Automatically middle function, that is g of function, also tending to L if x is tending to a. This is the statement of sandwich theorem. How to remember, that is important, students. Again I want to write, listen. So f of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than or h of x. So the limiting value of f of x where x tending to a is some k, limiting value h of x where same x is tending to a also k. Then what happened, g of x, limiting value of g of x where x is tending to a also tending to k only. Okay, but important thing, students, here if f of, just what I am saying, x is tending to a, f of is tending to k, don't think that f of a equal to k, may or may not. F of a may or may not k. Here g of k may not k. See here, in this graph has some gap is there, no? In this gap is there. Directly I can't say that f of a equal to L, g of a equal to L, h of a equal to, may or may not. Maybe it maybe happens. But here you can't say that directly f of a equal to k or h of a equal to k, then g of a also k. Not like that. So f of x is tending to k where x is tending to a, and h of x is tending to k when x is tending to a. Then these two things happens, and in the deleted neighborhood of a, then automatically g of x also tending to k for x is tending to a. This is the statement of sandwich theorem. Clearly here mentioned. F, g, h be real function such that g of x lesser, f of x lesser than g of x lesser h of x for all x in the domain, in the common domain of definition for some real a, if limiting value of f of x is L, limiting value h of x is also L, then limiting value g of x also L. That is the meaning. So if you zoom it here, there should be a gap between all the three functions, but they are nearer to each other, means their outputs are nearer to each other. So an example problem. Find the limiting value of this function by using sandwich theorem. How can you use sandwich theorem? So you want to use sandwich theorem, you want three functions, they should have this form. F of x lesser than or equal to g of x lesser than h of x, or f of x greater than or equal to g of x greater than or h of x, or f of x greater than g of x greater than h of x, or f of x less than g of x less than h of x. We want to create three functions, they should in this form. Okay, after that you want to find limiting value of x is tending to infinity, means we need to find limiting value of f of x function where x tending to infinity. Similarly, you want to find what is the limiting value of this function where x is tending to infinity, both are tending to L, then I can say that middle function also tending to L for x is tending to infinity. That is the statement of sandwich. By using sandwich, you want to solve this problem is, we want to create an inequality by using x plus 7 sin x by minus 2x plus 13. Students, listen. I want to find the solution for this. For that, first of all, I want to find inequality using the expression x plus 7 sin x by minus 2x plus 13. Observe here, students. Minus 1 lesser than or equal to sin x lesser than or equal to 1. Everyone knows. So multiply 7, minus 7 lesser than or equal to 7 sin x lesser than or equal to 7. Add x. X minus 7 lesser than or equal to x plus 7 sin x lesser than or equal to 7 plus x. Now students, here, now I want to divide something on either side of the inequality. For example, a greater than b, then a by b, a by c may be greater than b by c, or a by c may be lesser than b by c, depend upon the sign of c. If c is positive, inequality won't alter. If a is greater than b, just I divided throughout by c. If c is positive, inequality won't alter. If c is negative, automatic inequality will alter. Okay, what I am doing here? Now I want to divide all the sides by 13 minus 2x. 13 minus 2x may be positive or negative, it depends on x value only. That's why two things happen here. X minus 7 by 13 minus 2x is lesser than or equal to x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x lesser than or equal to 7 plus x by 13 minus 2x, or I will write. Okay, what happened? X minus 7 by 13 minus 2x greater than or equal to x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x greater than or equal to 7 plus x by 13 minus 2x. So in this case also you can sandwich, in this case also you can sandwich. That's why you can take any one of the case. Okay, just I want to take first one and no need to take this. Both will give same result. That is not big issue. Okay. Actually you need to write that. I will write neatly. Again, what should I write? X minus 7 by 13 minus 2x greater than or equal to x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x greater than or equal to 7 plus x by 13 minus 2x, or is 13 minus 2x is negative, then this happens. 13 minus 2x positive, then what happens? X minus 7 by 13 minus 2x is lesser than or equal to x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x lesser than or equal to 7 plus x by 13 minus 2x. Okay. Next, what I want to find? Now I want to take this one. In this case, you can take any one of them, but I want to take second one. Limiting value of x minus 7 by 13 minus 2x, 13 minus 2x, where x is tending to infinity, should be lesser than or equal to limiting value of x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x, where x is lesser than, x is tending infinity, lesser than or equal to limiting value of 7 plus x by 13 minus 2x, where x is tending to infinity. All are same. Okay. So I will write here next. Yeah, limiting value of 1 minus 7 by x divided by 13 by x minus 2. X is tending to infinity. I took x common in numerator denominator and cancelled. Lesser than or equal to limiting value of x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x, x is tending to infinity, is lesser than or equal to limiting value of 7 by x plus 1 by 13 by x minus 2, x is tending to infinity. Okay. Since x is tending to infinity, then 1 by x is tending to 0 only. What I can, this is tending to minus half, lesser than or equal to limiting value of x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x lesser than or equal to, these are the tending to minus half only. See, this function is tending to minus half, this function is tending to minus half. Okay, automatically from sandwich theorem, middle function also tending to minus half only. Okay, I will write. Therefore, limiting value of x plus 7 sin x by 13 minus 2x, where x is tending to infinity, is minus half. The reason is by sandwich theorem.